Thank you very much for joining us here this morning. Lots that's lined up for you, but our top focus. In a big escalation in the ongoing war in Middle East, Iran has launched a barrage of missiles on Israel. According to Israel, large chunks of missiles were intercepted by its air defense system, Iron Dome. However, several visuals of missiles explosions have surfaced.
انتقام خون شهید مجاهد اسماعیل هنیه در تهران و نقض حاکمیت ملی جمهوری اسلامی ایران و همچنین شرارت‌های اخیر این رژیم جنایتکار در به شهادت رساندن فرماندهان و همچنین رهبر بزرگ حزب الله و مجاهد عظیم جناب سید حسن نصرالله و فرمانده رشید و شهید سپاه اسلام سردار سرلشکر پاسدار عباس نیلفروشان و همچنین در انتقام از خون کودکان مظلوم غزه و همچنین مردم مقاوم و مظلوم لبنان عملیات وعده صادق دو را با نام مبارک یا رسول الله یا رسول الله یا رسول الله آغاز کنید.
This marks a major exacerbation in the war situation, with Iran getting directly involved in the confrontation for the first time since October 7th Hamas attack last year. This also comes amid reports of a suspected terror shooting in Tel Aviv. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has warned Tehran of retribution, saying that it will pay a price. Listen it.
איראן עשתה ערב טעות גדולה, והיא תשלם על כך. המשטר באיראן לא מבין את נחישותנו להגן על עצמנו ואת נחישותנו לגמול לאויבינו.
Meanwhile, United States has declared support for Israel, with President Joe Biden hailing the U.S. intel warning of Iran's attack in prior.
Make no mistake, the United States is fully supportive of Israel. At my direction, the United States military actively supported the defense of Israel, and we're still assessing the impact. But based on what we know now, the attack appears to have been defeated and ineffective. And this is testament to Israeli military capability and the U.S. military. It's also a testament to intensive planning between the United States and Israel to anticipate and defend against the brazen attack we expected.
All right, that is the latest that we're given to understand, with Iran launching a barrage of ballistic missiles at Israel in response to Israel's operations against Iran's Hezbollah. Srinjoy Chowdhury, Times Network consultant, joins us on the broadcast. Srinjoy, good morning. Thank you very much for taking the time out. First, let's begin with the fact that what do we know so far about this attack?
Well, what we know is that late last night, there were 180 missiles fired from various parts of Iran towards Israel. What we also know is that of those 180 missiles, a large number, perhaps over 170, according to the Israelis, have been intercepted by the Iron Dome anti-missile system, which was American but given to the Israelis. Now, several would have got through. Several that were aimed at central Israel have got through. Now, what kind of damage they have caused, we do not know. The Iranians say that they were aimed at military establishments in Israel. Well, if that is so, well, what kind of damage did they cause, we don't know. The other thing is sometimes there is damage, injuries, maybe even the odd death, when a missile is intercepted and there is falling debris. Let's say a missile is intercepted fairly just above, say, buildings and so on. Then there is debris that falls, and sometimes that hurts people. So we don't know if there are any casualties in Israel. Let's hope there are not. And let's hope the Iron Dome actually worked well, So if that is so, there'll be very few casualties. The next thing, of course, to look out for is what the Israelis will do, because Prime Minister Netanyahu has said that Israel will hit back. In what way? Will it be through missiles? Will it be through air attacks? If it's an air attack, then there would have to be air-to-air refueling of their bombers, fighter bombers, because Iran is quite a distance away. The other point to note is, what will the Americans do? They have aircraft carriers in the area. The aircraft carriers will have F-18s on them. They also have cruise missiles, which have a range of at least 300-400 kilometers. So that is something that will have to be looked at as well. It has to be said that the Americans, through their surveillance, probably their satellites, would have picked up the fact that the Israelis were getting their missiles out of their bunkers or wherever they were. So they quickly knew that a missile attack was very, very likely. All the surveillance satellites would have picked that up. So if they picked it up quickly enough, then naturally the Israelis knew, and the Israelis had the opportunity to, one, take anti-missile system steps, and also ensure that all their civilians were in bunkers. Now, what is the next step? What will Iran do? What will Israel do? What will America do?
Absolutely, Shinjoy. In fact, as you put that into context as well, and as to what the next plan of action would be as well, since you spoke about how the United States also in this, how are you looking at that, considering the fact that we're given to understand over this particular matter, that is, that the United States has declared its support for Israel, with even President Joe Biden hailing the US intel warning of Iran's attack in prior?
Yes. First of all, the Americans are very clear. As far as America is concerned, Iran is a rogue country. That is what America says. Similarly, Iran has always said that America was big Satan, Israel was little Satan. So neither country, the Americans don't like Iran, and the Iranians don't like America and Israel. So about that, there is no doubt. So naturally, America will support Israel, particularly now. This is an election year. What can America do? First of all the surveillance has helped. Israel got to know that the missiles were going to be launched long before they were launched. So the time that the Israelis had to prepare for to combat those missiles was also sufficient. It's also particularly important to have that time. Then you can ensure your citizens are safe. You can ensure that the anti-missile systems are switched on and you're in good shape. So that's the first thing. The second, of course, is that the American carriers are in the area, in the Mediterranean, in the Gulf, in that area. So if they are there, you have their fighters, you have their missiles, so the Americans are ready. If something is necessary, they can be done. Also, the Americans have the ability to intercept missiles, sometimes even on behalf of the Israelis. They did that once, I think. So the Americans will have their hands full as well. This is a difficult time, but is America going to be involved in any aggressive action? That is something we don't know. They may not strike directly at Israel, at Iran. They may hit targets that are the Hezbollahs or something in Syria or against the Hamas. Possibly, if they have to strike, they probably will hit the Hezbollah. But we don't know really. This is speculation.
Right.
But the Americans, if they are involved in offensive action, they are ready for it.